It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
You decide when you lose, not other people.
And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. If you like common sense, hit that thumbs up button and, of course, the subscribe button. And join us Monday through Friday live at 11 a.m. Central Time. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollers.locals.com. What's going on, everybody? Hey, Reverend Craig, happy Thursday to you. Are you ready for a great day? You are? Blabs, how the heck are you today?
I'm good. I mean, I've been dealing with more internet issues, but other than that, I'm good.
Wait.
Okay.
How are you dealing with internet issues when yesterday?
Okay.
You
so
were so
yesterday I got
happy
a new router, right? And
yes.
speeds are great. But I've been trying to connect to my Ethernet cable, so I have stable connection, right? And for some reason, my motherboard will not register it. So I've been having Extra Zero trying to help me out. Like, I've been updating all this other crap, and I don't know. I don't speak PC.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what does this all mean? Why can't it just connect and whoop, done? So it's been a struggle session.
So wait, hold on. I'm just trying to figure this out. Your internet doesn't work with your motherboard?
The Ethernet cable,
Okay.
like it just doesn't register. Like it connects and it says connected, but then I don't actually have internet.
Got it. Sounds good. Okay. Well, someday, Blaz, we'll get it all figured out.
Yeah, and it's not a bad cable because it works everywhere else. So it is my motherboard being fun.
Good. Have you tried turning things on and off? That's usually the #1 culprit.
Thank you, Craig. I should have thought of that 4 hours ago.
Don't listen. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I worked with these super tech guys, right? This is what these guys do for a living. They literally spent their entire career in the technical world of turning things on and off for a living and setting up equipment and wires and stuff. And they said the number one thing that solves 90% of the problems is
turn it on and off.
ONOFF. That was their code word. ONOFF. So what's that mean? They said on off.
Sounds like really exclusive OnlyFans.
ONOFF. That's right. Yeah, good. Well, look, we're going to have a great show today. Joining us for the first time today, I'm very excited for this. He is now called the Silverback, which I love. It's as heels versus babyface. What's going on, man?
Heel. Where is the S?
You're right.
Where is the S?
I think it must be an American thing. We just add letters to everything.
Yeah. Look at that screenshot. There's a thumbnail for you. As the internet goes crazy. Well, heel versus baby. Obviously, you're a big wrestling fan, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Once upon a time. Yeah.
Did you watch WrestleMania this year?
I did. Yeah. I watched WrestleMania with friends. Didn't think much of night 1, but night 2 made up for it in spades because night 2 was fantastic.
That last 5 minutes, that was awesome. that was like the greatest.
All the cameos.
Yeah, right. Hey, what do you think of The Undertaker appearing instead of Stone Cold?
I would have preferred Stone Cold. I heard a rumor that Stone Cold was going to be making a cameo. So when I saw all these happening, I thought, oh, is this the one? And then the Undertaker's always going to get a pop. So
I heard
he didn't have to kill himself.
Right. Yeah, apparently I heard with my inside sources, right? The internet. I read that there was 2 things. Number 1, Stone Cold wasn't physically able to do a stunner, which was that first thing I heard. The other thing was that they couldn't reach a financial agreement, right? And if it's the financial thing, you think about what that 5 minutes is going to be thought of as the most iconic 5 minutes of wrestling, literally in the last probably 50 years. I mean, it was just bam, 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 and not wanting to be involved in that over some money, man. I would have jumped at the chance. But Somebody referenced like the Undertaker is kind of like the moral compass, with the irony of the dead man. The Ministry of Darkness was the moral compass of the WWE, and he was the one who set things right with The Rock, and that was the part of the story, and blah blah blah. So, anyways, it was really really awesome. I love that for sure. Oh man, I
watched Stone Cold on Instagram on his farm. He's probably capable of doing it, but I don't know. For whatever reason. But it was still fun regardless.
It was a great WrestleMania. And have you watched any since then? Have you watched? Do you watch Raw or SmackDown or any of that stuff?
No, I've kind of kept a little bit of just ear to the ground on what's going on with the with all the implosion of AEW right now, and I saw that what's her name? Rhea Ripley was injured, so she had to relinquish the title. That was that was a good match. She was probably the best match from night one.
Right. You watch wrestling, you consume wrestling like I do. Like, you're not super into it, but you know what's going on from afar, type of thing. So.
No, I am super into it. It's just more that American wrestling, Western wrestling has been very weak. WWE particularly just got so cookie-cutty, and every match felt the same. Nothing felt different, and there wasn't any competition at the time. I actually drifted over and was very into New Japan Pro Wrestling. So that's sort of where my main focus has been for a lot of years, is New Japan. And then when AEW set up, I started getting into AEW for a bit, and then that went to shit. So I'm sort of, now that kind of everyone is leaving New Japan to kind of come to the West, I'm sort of feeling a little bit out of the loop now. But with Vince gone, ran out of people to shit on the face. It's hopefully going to change. But night 2 WrestleMania was a lot of fun. So maybe I still have a couple of weeks left on my WWE Network membership, which I got for $10 to see 2 nights of WrestleMania. That's a good bargain. It's good price.
Right.
We'll see if I get I get invested in what's going on.
Man, I could go probably 2 hours with you talking about wrestling, but I'm gonna hold back. We could do an hour and a half on AEW and just like the last week of AEW, it's been nuts.
Embarrassing.
But with that said, I would like to remind everybody we are live over at rumble.com/sidescrollers. Join us over there. The nearly 7,000 followers over there. If you like common sense, join us at rumble.com/sidescrollers. You could have found out that Az was going to be on the show by following us over at x.com/sidescrollerpod. Every day you can find clips and all sorts of stuff. We also have an Instagram, don't we, Blabs?
We do, so follow us for memes and clips of the show. Otherwise, lots of violence and apparently skinning your nose.
Skinning your nose. That's right. Hey, Blabs, how about you just give everybody a Stone Cold Stunner who doesn't follow us over on Instagram? Oh my God, just get out of here. Nope, she's out.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that.
It's just a quick timeout. That's all. It's like a slap on the wrist.
I thought it was just like a stare into the camera, like a stunner, like.
No, just Google Stone Cold Stunner and just enjoy the amazing montages that you're going to watch. It's great. We also you can also find
they posted up Stone Cold giving Stacy Keibler a stunner the other day. Dude, I watched that over and over again and loved every second of it. I was like, I missed that kind of wrestling. That was fun.
Dude, who took the best stunner?
I know who took the worst stunner. Vince McMahon couldn't take a stunner for shit.
That's the stunner.
The Rock took the best stunner because the Rock would flip flop and hit the ropes and bounce back off. The Rock always took the best stunner.
The Rock and Scott Hall, man. Scott Hall took a pretty mean.
Scott Hall did take a good stunner. Yeah.
Took a mean stunner, man.
With that spray. Yeah, that was great when he drank, and then Jericho took a decent stunner as well.
Yeah,
these guys are really good stuntmen.
They are. They're pretty good, aren't they? Huh? These are pretty talented dudes.
Yeah.
In addition to, you can find us over at kick.com/sidescrollers and find us on Apple Podcasts as we continue our conquest to number 1, baby. Once again, you can find the link to the Apple Podcast. If you don't want to watch us, you can listen to us every single day. Once again, over on Spotify, Apple Podcast. Make sure you guys give us some nice reviews over there as well. We'd really appreciate it. have you seen? I'm sure you have. Lord of the Rings.
Shit, Craig,
What's
don't
that?
embarrass yourself more.
What's that, Craig? God, let's be honest. Who hasn't? I mean, that would be the most fucking embarrassing thing in history if you were a grown man and you're into this like sort of thing and you'd never seen Lord of the Rings trilogy. Who would do that, Craig? Who would be like that?
Yeah, I know. So today, over on locals at sidescrollers.locals.com, I will be continuing Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring.
Holy shit.
As I started watching it for the first time yesterday. And I got to be honest.
Why am I even on this show?
Listen,
Accompany me in sorrow.
I'm learning every day. I learn a little bit more. It's great.
Yeah,
I'm giving myself a manicure now.
Yeah. See, look what you made him do.
I'm checked out.
Anyways, you can find me watching. If you want to watch it with me, you can. I'm on the second half of the of Fellowship of the Rings. I had to stop yesterday because
Rings. Fellowship of the Rings.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What version are you watching?
So glad you asked that. I'm watching the theatrical version first. Later this year, I'm going to rent a theater and we're going to watch the extended cut later, the director's cut later. So, yeah.
You need to rent a theater.
Yes.
And then people need to chain you in it on your own.
That's it, by myself, just sitting there like the, what's that, with where the eyes are peeled back?
Clockwork Orange.
Yes, yeah, right. Anyways.
Have you seen that film, Craig?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Is that okay? Should I have seen that or?
Are you got any books for me to read or anything?
Oh, no.
Any reading material? No.
Oh, no.
I can make it even worse. He didn't mind The Last Jedi.
Blabs. I'm not a Star Wars guy. I've never been a Star.
Transformer.
Anyways, find me over at sidescrollers.locals.com. If you want to become a member, that's fine. You don't have to. You can hop in for free. But if you like to support, you can use the promo code LOTR for Lord of the Rings if you want to get a free month. You can also subscribe and watch as read Transformers comics during the show. Doing these 76,300 subscribers here. Let's do our best to get to 700 likes. And of course, our goal.
Could be a lot of it. Could be a lot of it, Craig.
A lot of reading today.
This stop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And of course, our goal of 25 memberships. So the way I look at it is like this, right? We all have our blind spots when it comes to pop culture, right? We all have our blind windows where there's things that for what other reason you had other things going on. Maybe you were starting a business. Maybe you were in college. Maybe you were doing whatever.
It sounds like some excuses, Craig.
No, everybody has it.
Keep coping.
Just saying, it's realistic.
Everyone has their blind spots off. Oh.
God damn.
I like having Oz. It's nice having someone on who can understand my pain.
Yeah, it's like, gee, that is so fucking wishy-washy.
Getting good fucking roasted on my show. This is awesome.
Not everyone's watched Lord of the Rings 20 fucking plus years later.
Oh my God. Well, listen, I the next couple weeks I'm going to watch the whole thing, which is great. So, it is what it is.
I'm proud of you.
Hey, thanks, Az. Appreciate that.
I'm not proud of you, Craig.
No,
would you rather not watch it?
Adam Crickler knows what that means, by the way.
What's that?
When I say I'm proud of you. Yeah.
It means you fucking nitwit. That's what it means.
Well, that's one way of putting it.
The polite way.
Last son of Nostromo came in with the 5, says female Custodes is not about representation. It's the eradication of any exclusivity male units in the setting. It's misandry, pure and simple. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're going to get into that. There's a rumor coming from that later today, which is interesting. Baron came in and says, hail best podcast in gaming. Do things like nebulous copyright laws play a role in degradation of gaming? The industry was risk averse since 2008, long before wokeness. No risk means no innovation. Yeah, I think it goes back to the cost of games are so much nowadays compared to even back then. The
Cost versus development time.
Yeah, it's skyrocketed for sure. I don't know when that became a thing. Like, we need to make $100 million game. It's like, nah, make $10 million games. It's crazy. As he says, hope your kiddo is feeling better. Thanks. Yeah, that's why I had to stop watching Lord of the Rings yesterday, but I'm going to get back at it today. Today, I'm going to continue the second half. And is she feeling better? No, she's not. So there's that.
Speaking of daughters, we actually have to clear the air here, don't we? I am not Craig's child in real life. He is not my biological father. I don't know why this is still a thing.
Why are you doing a cosplay of the quartering though?
Who? Me?
Yeah.
I've been wearing safari hats since I was like 4.
Hi, welcome to the quartering.
Yes, with the I was gonna talk to her about that. Yes, she needs to tilt her camera down a little bit.
Better?
There you go.
It likes to move on its own. It's got its own mind.
Lord J says, "Hail the Silverback," and hey Blabs and Craig.
Hi.
Thanks, Lord J. Appreciate you. John G came in and says, "This may not be the most age-appropriate content for a 10-year-old, but it's funny seeing him giggle like Craig Energy. Hope y'all have a great day." Hey, John, thank you very much. We'll do our best to keep all the dirty words out of Blabs' mouth today, which is good. Extra Zero came in and says, did you see the Transformers 1 trailer? Might have been Save Your Sanity. We were just talking about that, possibly putting on the run sheet today. Your thoughts on the Transformer 1 trailer?
Well, I'm a Transformers fan.
Ian So Forth came in with 10 gifted memberships. There it is right there. Hey, you get to pick the color that goes on the wall today. Would you like to go blue, purple, red?
No, I like your pride flag developing over there, Craig. Let's keep it consistent.
Well, which color do you want?
I don't see any trans representation up there, so let's go with turquoise.
Turquoise. I don't have a turquoise. I have blue and purple. Which one do you want? Blue?
Well, purple.
Purple. Sounds good. Ian, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Off to a great start. Thank you very much, Ian. And hey.
Transformers 1 trailer looked embarrassing. It looked like Disney had taken over Star Wars and then turned it into Transformers.
Who's making that movie anyway? What company?
A terrible one.
Well, yeah. Was it like
it looks like Pixel's Transformers movie. Imagine that. Imagine if the people have been making all the crap at Pixar. Sorry, I should say not Pixel, Pixar.
Oh, Pixar. Okay.
Yeah.
What's Pixel?
Yeah. Well, we know what pixels are. Well, so maybe some of us do, but
okay, I meant like the company.
It looked like Pixar had taken over the Transformers franchise and had Disney'd it.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. It's got a huge casting. It's got like half the Avengers in it. There's like Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson. Yeah.
Well, Roddy's on the show on Friday, and I'm sure we'll do a deep dive into the Transformers 1 trailer, which will be great.
It'll be very autistic.
Yes, it'll be super autistic. There you go. Roddy's in the chat saying, yeah, all right, ready to go. Hey, Elite Neo came in with the $50 super chat. Says, finally on side scrollers? What took you so long, Craig? By the way, I was at Pokemon Go Raid last night, and everyone was commenting on how atrocious the new player avatars look. I should have launched into an like rant and it could have gone viral. Thanks, Elite Neo. Appreciate that. Yes, we're going to spend a lot of time today talking about Pokemon and all the insanity associated with that, that's a statement I didn't know I'd ever make. We're going to talk about the insanity in Pokemon, but there we are. Man, what a great start to the show. We see a lot of super chats, guys. Thank you very much for your support. We'll make sure to get to every single one of those throughout the day and throughout the show. Blaz, would you like to fill everybody in on today in gaming history?
Yes, I would. So, as it's April 18th, 30 years ago, everyone, Super Metroid was released back in 1994, as well as Zoid's Legacy back in 2003, making it 21 years old, and Portal 2, 13 years old, back in 2011. So I know Craig is like fanboying in the background for Super Metroid over here.
Yeah. Come on.
I
As
used to
would
love
you play it?
Zoids. I used to collect a couple of Zoids back in the day.
Mm.
Zoids.
Yeah.
On what?
They're like segmented robots that you'd wind up that were
Mhm.
based on creatures, and then you'd wind them up and put them down, and then they'd move and do things.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't remember Zoids. I had Voltron and like little. Those were the small animal robots were really big back in the.
But isn't it like animal Transformers too?
The Zoids didn't transform, but they sort of they were made up of pieces, so you kind of put the pieces together. I think I had like a centipede one, which I still have actually today. It's in my storage, and there was like a Tyrannosaurus Rex-ish one.
Ooh, I like T-Rexes.
Yeah, I've got bits of that left. I don't know how many bits are left. Yeah, Beast Wars is the Transformer animal.
Yeah, the animal one. Yeah, they had a movie that didn't do well.
Optimus Primal. Yeah, I bet you that's what made them do it. They went, what? Well, instead of Optimus Prime, we did Optimus Primal. Boom.
Yeah, people would be thinking it's the same thing.
I think it's amazing that of this list between Portal 2, Super Metroid, we spent the most time talking about Zoids.
Craig.
That's hardcore nerd. You see, that's going against the grain. That's going against the normie shit.
It's awesome. Love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Super Metroid for me though is like that's one of my top games of all time. Definitely one of the top Super Nintendo games of all time. And Portal 2. I mean, come on, let's go. Great stuff right there.
But before we continue, Craig, I have to make my announcement. Do you guys remember a couple weeks ago I was talking about Duckside and this absolute weird ass indie game? Well, I registered to be a playtester, and I have been accepted, and so I will be a playtester for this weird ass game, and I'm very excited for it.
Can I be honest about that game?
No.
It looks like it was just like a generic game that they put ducks in instead of like humans. That's
I'm excited for it.
That's just quackers.
Thank you, S. Would you play a game that says Imagine DayZ or Rust, but you're a duck? A persistent world survival game with PvP and PvE, crafting, base building, and hat-wearing ducks wielding weapons. Poor Az, he's like, I'm done. I'm never coming on ever again. The end.
He's getting out his comic book. He's getting out his Transformers. Oh no!
He's cracking it open.
Slowly. What you don't see is
we gotta record him like we're recording Jade. We can have all these people just like chilling on our stream.
Is that Transformers 1? I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
I don't think so. That is some beautiful shit right there. Buy this comic. Read it while the show's on.
There you go.
There you go. Get the digital version right now.
Yeah. Nobody wants comic.
Let's time code it. We're gonna have everybody just hanging out in the background of the show at all times, which will be great. All right. Look, we had a lot to talk about today. We have Target getting rid of all their physical media. We got a Wizard of the Coast change at the top. We got Pokemon Go going crazy, and a really nutty Warhammer 40K rumor coming from 4chan. So let's get into it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. Hard News. As always, we like to start talking about video game and entertainment news by going to the Atlantic Ocean. Blabs. Blabs wanted to share this with everybody today. A quick, before I share the screen, Blabs, why don't you give everybody a quick descriptor of what we're about to watch?
A shark that is currently beached in Florida.
All right, sounds good.
That's the lightest way I can describe it.
We're going to do our best to keep Az's attention throughout the show. Don't worry, not reading his comics. Here you go, Az.
You can have that clip every time the show's going off the rails. You just go to me reading my comic. Oh no! Az is reading his comic. Quick.
Oh no. Here we go. Let's check it out. This is an actual shark.
Thank you, Craig.
It doesn't look real. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't look real.
It doesn't look real to me, but okay.
Shark. What are
It
you
looks
trying
like
to insult our intelligence?
This is the first time we've seen a shark, Craig.
When I pulled it up, I didn't think it looked like an actual. I thought it looked like a robot or something. That's all I'm saying. It is indeed an actual shark.
Jesus.
Hey, that's too dangerous. Don't be doing that.
That's insane. I don't know. It's great that they're gonna help, but at the same time, it's like, damn, that thing could eat you.
Yeah. Anyways, they get it in the water and they send it off. And these guys are considerably more brave than I would, because I got to be honest, I would have just let that shark die right there on the beach. Just gonna throw it out there.
What if you took like a tractor and you scooped it up with the bucket and be like, launch? Just throw it back in the water.
It's not like your roller coaster tycoon blabs where you can just launch things into the air.
You know, listen. You could literally put
I'm
some
gonna build a
tracks on the
trebuchet
tractor
and just
for
put it onto the
compression.
trebuchet and then fire that.
Well, we just put it in a cannon, like at the circus, right? And we'll just blow it off into the ocean, which will be great.
No, listen, you put tracks on the tractor so you don't have all that compaction. You roll with it, scoop, and see how far you can take it before you drown your engine.
Or they could have
out
just
in the
picked it up
ocean?
and put it in the water like they did.
Yeah, but that way you didn't have to risk losing a limb. All you have to
Damn.
do is
It's
$50,000.
very unlikely that shark's going to attack you.
I mean, it didn't look very happy at the start.
No, he was having trouble breathing, but at the same time, I think that's scary. They have big balls, those guys.
Look at this thing's teeth right here. This is insane. That is some sharp teeth,
Chomp.
man. Yeah, these guys are. And the thing is, like, if there's one shark around, there's got to be another shark, right? Clearly, there's got to be another one hanging around.
Are they like a school of sharks, Craig?
I don't know. Yeah, you would think so. Either way, there you go. What are we looking at here? So you put something in the private chat. What are we looking at?
Oh, this is just something for later. That's all.
Okay, you just tell me when. Awesome. Let's move on to some real video game news and entertainment news. Hey, Az,
Yes, that's me.
do you like Legos?
I do. I love Lego.
Do you like Star Wars?
I fucking hate Star Wars.
Do you like Star Wars Legos?
No.
No. Well, Blabs thought it'd be really important to share this with you today.
Yeah, because I thought it was really stupid, but then I realized why they were doing it.
Okay. And tell us why they're doing this, Blabs.
Right, so it's 25 years, and me doing quick math, that would be 1999 when the Phantom Menace released. And so I thought they were doing some weird ass TIE fighter for the Phantom Menace, which makes no sense. And then I was like, oh, wait, it's 25 years of Lego. So they first had the license starting in 1999. And I was like, okay. But I wanted to take your opinion as, do you think that looks nice?
Yes.
Okay.
Honest answer is yes. I think that Darth Vader's interceptor, isn't it? Interceptor TIE fighter. It looks beautiful. It does look beautiful.
Pretty big. I like that. It's cool.
Yeah. But fuck Disney.
There you go.
Did you see their sweet here's the advertisement for it.
Yeah, they're all trying to do the noise.
There's no sound. Oh, wait. My favorite thing is just in Family Guy when you're like, hey, why do they call them TIE fighters? It's like, that was the funniest shit, man.
What does it stand for, TIE?
Shit, I learned this like a year ago and then I completely forgot.
And I'm talking to Craig.
Oh, good, because I was gonna say,
I'm talking about the Lord of the Rings fucking guru here.
Twin iron engine.
Oh, you fucking Googled it.
Goddamn right I did. Yep,
I would
sure
not
did.
have remembered that, so I'm glad I didn't have to answer that one.
As soon as I said that, you could see Craig fucking going. The
Listen,
eye said everything.
I've seen each Star Wars exactly one time.
And he liked The Last Jedi, so like.
Which was your favorite Star War?
the singular Star Wars that I like the most.
Yeah.
Probably, I know that the one that people most like is The Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I liked episode 4 because that was the first one I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's called, what's that called? A Lost Hope? Is that what it's called?
Star Wars.
Yes,
No.
the original title is literally just Star Wars, by the way.
Yeah, I know, but they added a subtitle to it later,
Then
right?
Called A New
A New Hope.
A
New Hope.
Lost Hope. Do you know how he explained The Last Jedi to me? He's like the one with the red salt.
Yeah, that's the one with the like. It has a really cool visual
I
effect.
mean, it's not wrong. There's plenty of salt in it.
Just Star Wars to me is like never really
The
been a
Lost
thing.
Hope is us talking Star Wars with you, Craig.
I love that. That's like a thing that I'm not really into. I love it. I
What,
love it.
Lord of the
I love it
Rings,
because-
Star Wars,
Yeah.
which one?
Pop
Star
culture.
Trek, Doctor Who, Harry Potter. Name them.
Comics, Transformers,
Oh my god!
Sharks.
He does like Mario and Donkey
I
Kong.
love sharks, man. Love sharks. Love
Sharks.
sharks.
There was one. We just saw one.
It was a good one too.
That was a real
real.
shark. That's
Yep.
a real shark.
It was real. That's right. Speaking of real,
Oh,
as I
good.
move on to the next story here, as this actually affects apparently both of us,
Ooh.
and I guess all of us here on the show, as Prince Harry has officially renounced his British residency.
Oh, that's a shame.
Now, I don't. Now, this is also one of those fandoms I'm not really into.
Fandom?
You want to watch George the Giant Slayer? That's all these videos are.
Yeah. I don't think anyone is a fan of Harry and Meghan anymore. And I feel like vindicated because since like 2018, I was saying that Meghan was like white trash and the two of them were absolute pieces of shit. And now I'm like, I was right.
So, what do I need to know about Prince George, our newest
He's cute. He's a little tiny thing.
U.S. citizen? What do I need to know about him?
Huh? Prince George? U.S.
Prince
citizen?
Or
George.
Prince Harry. I'm sorry.
God.
I don't know.
When there's a fancy dress party, he likes to dress up as a Nazi.
Mm-hmm. But he will go and stand in front of naked women for their defense.
Yeah.
The
I'm
man
missing
with
out on a lot.
dignity.
Tell you what.
Just put Prince Harry fancy dress.
Okay, let's see what we got. Hold on. Prince Harry, fancy dress.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It actually
Yeah.
auto-filled.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is the
big-
thing, huh?
Big fan of Hugo Boss, I guess, you know?
Wow. What-
I don't know.
Yeah.
So there he is, huh? He
Now,
felt
I don't
this-
know if you know this, Craig, but the royal family has a lot of German blood in them.
No, I didn't.
Are you
I
fucking serious?
did not see that coming.
That's
You
not-
do realize that the former king of England wanted to like give up England to the Nazis. He's like, yeah, take it, man.
No.
Jesus
No.
Christ, Craig, it's fine. I'm so sorry, I am so sorry.
It's all right. They're out of our country now.
Yeah,
Good.
well, I mean,
See
that
ya.
one's dead, but then now we have Harry to take over, so thanks.
Well, look, I may not know a whole lot about
A lot
Star
of stuff.
Wars, or Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, Transformers,
Doctor
Sharks,
Who.
Doctor
Right.
Who,
Now I know a little bit about sharks. Same.
Lego.
I know a real one when I see them. But I'll tell you this. We all have our blind spots when it comes to pop culture. But I'll tell you what, Call of Duty may be missing the biggest blind spot of all, as they have announced quite possibly the weirdest crossover in history.
Wait, hold on. I don't know this one, but you do have to beat Nicki Minaj.
Yes, this beats Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
If I was to, okay.
If it's Joe Biden, he
It takes two
just
steps,
shoots his
falls
own
over.
teammates and then
Yeah.
wanders off, shuffles off.
Got him.
The Call of Duty Cheech and Chong crossover event.
That's Photoshop.
It's
This is
real.
a-
It's from PlayStation.
This is a real thing. where you can actually play as Cheech and Chong in the game. I don't want to show any footage because I don't want to get flagged for copyright, but you can actually play as Cheech and Chong in 2024, which is just absolutely amazing. Throughout the trailer, they make all sorts of like jokes about getting high and all sorts of that's their brand, right? And they're shooting bazookas and shooting things. And guess who shows up? Guess who their wingman is? That's
Snoop.
right.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
And it makes
That's
no
right.
sense because Snoop Dogg was
Snoop's
in
already
World
in
War
it.
II. Yeah, so how can he be
He's
in it
already
now?
in, yeah.
Yeah.
Time
Well, they-
traveler.
Yeah. So,
It was
anyways,
wild.
they have him at the end. Think you hit a bad batch, man. He's like, no, that's just a smoke grenade. It's so funny. It's obviously it's getting ratioed in a major way. On
Really?
yes.
You mean the finger on the pulse of current day pop culture failed?
Here's Conjuring right here. It says, bro, what? Half the kids playing Warzone don't even know who Cheech and Chong are.
Yes, the 5.
And Runaway E is right. I think Runaway is right. He says, COD is having a major identity crisis. Right.
They're trying to make themselves like Fortnite. That was never the point.
And then we have this one over here. First, I may be wrong, but aren't Cheech and Chong like completely against war and violence? Doesn't this 100% go against who they are as characters? I mean, peace, love, and war, right? Bong hits in Call of Duty. So there we are. This is
Will you be playing that, Craig?
I haven't played the new Call of Duty. I haven't played since they. I haven't played. I decided not to play Call of Duty ever since they got all weird about the protect all kids thing. You know?
I kind of uninstalled it before then with because the Warzone 2 was just shit anyway. It was broken all the time, crashing.
When they got
Your
rid of
aims-
Verdansk, I was done.
Mm-hmm.
I was done. I was
When they
only.
got rid of what?
I liked Verdansk. The other Pacific one looked terrible. Warzone 2 looked terrible.
Yeah, it's shit. I really see they're trying to get people back because they put Rebirth Island in there, and that was a really good map. I really liked Fortune's Keep. That was a nice map. Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Sadness.
How many like Call of Duty maps and video game maps do you think you have like stored in the back of your brain just from playing video games over the years? We have all this like stupid knowledge that's just stuck in the back of our brain that if we were to play, the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare, if you were to go back and play that now.
I mean, everyone knows Nuketown like the back of their hand. Every single person does. We know exactly where to try and get a position on. We know exactly the entrance and exit points. Everyone knows that map like it's their own child. But there's lots of maps I don't know the name of, but you put me on it, I'll be like, oh yeah, and I'll just be like, boosh. I know exactly where to go. I know exactly the layout. But they think that a lot of it's because they rehash them all the time. They rehash them all the time and keep putting them out, reselling the same thing over and over again, and people just gobble it up. It's just
now the overwhelming demand for Cheech and Chong and Call of Duty has been met. So now everybody can go out and buy that, which will be great. But apparently you'll have to download it because another retailer in the video, I guess the big box retailer Target, has apparently told people they're going to stop selling physical media in store by next year, which is crazy. We've seen Walmart talk about this. We've seen Best Buy talk about this. And now Target saying physical media is gone and dead. It's going back to you will own nothing and like it.
Well, I mean, even with let's say example what you just said before with Call of Duty, you still had to insert the disc and still update it anyway because of all these patches and day one releases. So,
right. Well, when you buy it, yes.
Yeah.
When you buy it,
it's still pretty shit.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have a affinity for physical products?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
So I don't know. I imagine that your overall thoughts on the loss of physical media is a major downgrade to society.
Yeah, I mean, we are as gamers, we're quite kind of used to Steam, so we are actually very used to the digital aspect of Steam. But when it comes to movies, when it comes to Blu-rays, 4Ks, old school gaming, stuff like that, I like to have the physical side because we know that they're being changed. We know that they're being altered, subverted to meet a modern day standard, whatever the hell that means. Which, well, it means it's pushing towards a far left ideological political standpoint. But yeah, this is comics. Oh, you won't get me buying a digital comic to save my life. No, sir. No, there's certain things that you've got to have physical. Gaming sort of works more on a digital media because of how regularly they get updated, and of course nowadays how they come out and they're not finished really. So you have to have that. But if digital sales fell apart tomorrow, got enough physical media to keep me going the rest of my life.
I think that, you know, we've seen the rise of retro gamings being played, people playing their backlog of Steam games over the past 6 months, a year, where people have just kind of thrown up their hands and been like, yeah, I'm done buying new games, I'm done buying these physical, are done buying these AAA games that don't really line up with the things that I'm interested in. And I think you're going to continue to see that, especially as I don't know. It goes back to the idea of like why physical media is important. And you said it yourself, the idea that you can't modify it. You can't change it. It's there. It's ready to go. You have it in your hand. No one's going to go in and erase something that, Optimus Prime said that was maybe seen as problematic. You can't do that. It's right there, printed out nice and pretty. So yeah, that's another one bites the dust. And I think that's just we're talking about Walmart, Target, Best Buy. Those are three huge retailers that buy a lot of physical products that said they're not going to buy them anymore. So you wonder what's going to fill that space in their stores, though. There's
probably more gay pride flags and stuff.
Probably. I mean, I still get digital games for consoles, but I'll also pick up a physical as well.
Right.
So if they start fucking around with the digital version, boom, I've got a reset copy. So I still do that. I'll probably get the Stellar Blade digital, but I've also ordered a physical copy of Stellar Blade. Yeah, it's. I don't think this is an avenue that they want to go down. I recently just reinstalled Fallout 3 on my PC because I'd rather go back and play something like Fallout 3 and have a great time than pick up Assassin's Creed Current Day or Star Wars Outlaws. Look at this gameplay that looks like it's 40 years old, but don't you worry, we've got a current day theme to it and we've got a price tag to match. And it's just like, nah, I'm okay.
Were you inspired to go back and play Fallout after the Amazon series?
Yeah, I wanted to play Fallout.
Have you had a chance to see the Amazon series?
I've seen it. I've seen it all now.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I installed Fallout 3 so I could play Fallout.
Got it. Sounds good.
Craig's a little slow on the uptake today. It's okay. Hi.
It's been a wild ass show. I'll tell you what.
It's just a roast Craig show, and I'm finally okay with it.
It's all right. We've had many of those shows, and I'm okay with it too. Speaking of getting roasted, Pokemon Go, man, talk about current day. Here we are, our lead story for the day as what? Apparently Pokemon Go wanted to update the avatars. Now you can look even more like you.
Wait,
yes.
That even goes against the image that they're showing. They're showing a girl, and you can clearly see by the position of the girl that she has a little bit of a bob going on there. And she's like, hey, look, I can turn myself into a man.
There we are. Well, this has not gone very well at all.
Japan's roasting the shit out of it.
Yeah, it's been nonstop. And there have been a number of different examples. This is from Grums. Pokemon Go avatar changes are really pissing off all real women who got their trainers destroyed by unnecessary DEI changes. This wasn't to appeal to women. It already appealed to women. DEI and ESG initiatives ruin games and will cost Pokemon Go app millions. No butts, no weight, no hips.
I think it's meant to be waste.
Yeah. and the Chad jaw. You can kind of see some of the changes. And this is something that is not. They're very white. Like they whitened even more white people. they removed
Or like
pigmentation.
Casper the Ghost.
Yeah, it's but you can kind of see the drawdown of the butt here in comparison.
They got cracked.
Yeah. There's just one example here. The idea of like, and the male, like, you're right. I honestly don't think she looked this bad. She looks sick. It's like, yes, looks pale and gross.
Looks like she's an HRT.
Wow.
This one over here. You killed my beautiful avatar. This is before, this is after.
Geez.
That is sad.
Yeah. And there's a ton of examples for sure.
Like even the way they're standing is.
Yeah, that
totally
one had a
different.
sex change. Look how long the arms have got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The arms are like an extra.
She'd be able to wear
3/4 of them.
short shorts at school now because her arms are so long.
You can scratch your knee without even bending over.
The androgynousness of video game characters are crazy. They have literally removed male and female from the game, which is
They have.
Yes.
That's what's been happening. We've gone from male and female to body type 1, body type 2.
Yeah.
Right. Grumps, once again saying gender is gone, replaced by a hodgepodge of androgynous options. Nothing too feminine, nothing too male, and facial hair is gone. So it's like, holy moly, this is. What do you say to this? Like, this is when you as
Uninstall. That's what I say.
Yeah.
I had it.
Well, the thing is,
disease. It's disease.
Oh, sorry, my headphones dropped. There we go.
Hello.
But as what do you when you talk about like current daying something? This is like the epitome of current daying.
Yes. Yeah. It's to me. I mean, people obviously say the term woke is overused. Woke doesn't mean anything anymore. And yeah, woke does have different meanings to different people. To me, woke is the pushing of ideology above entertainment. That's the way that I view woke. And this is exactly where we are now. We're being, notice how everything is always being pushed to a far left ideology. There's nothing that goes in the other direction. So it's not as if they are making it more inclusive for everybody. No, they're not. They're actually taking away from normality. And they're bringing in this sickness. It is a sickness where they want to dissolve gender. There are two genders, male and female. That's just a biological fact. That's actual science. They might trust the science. That's the science right there. Male and female. Now, you might be born a girl and be born a boy and might feel, maybe I'm not. I don't feel like I am that. Well, that's your position to feel that way. Biologically, you are that. That's just the way it is. And you can have as many operations as you want. It's never going to change that. And that's why, very unfortunately and tragically for people that genuinely do suffer from gender dysmorphia, I'm not talking about the 99.9% of fake-ass bitches on Twitter who are just doing it for attention-seeking purposes and to try and get some sort of clout. No, the actual legitimate people. That's why self-deletion rates are so high. Because even after the operation, it's still the same rate of self-deletion because they have to live with themselves and they can't live with themselves. We are literally living in generation narcissism. That's where we are right now. And we're pandering to a bunch of people who've been grown up on social media and have been forced fed and told on social media that everything's about them. Them, me. And so now I need to see myself. But when everyone's vying for attention, how do you get attention above other people? Well, you go to extremes. I can't just be a girl and get attention anymore. Now I've got to do this and get attention. Now I've got to pretend that I'm a man. Now I've got to pretend that I'm a they or a this or a zim or a pim or a per or a gur or whatever you want to make up. And it's just pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. And you shout this in their faces, which I have done before. People do want me to say you're boring, but it is boring. It is exceedingly boring because we're dealing with a bunch of people that don't care about any of these things. They don't care about gaming. They don't care about pop culture. All they care about is that aspect, that franchise, that those people have been subverted to match their ideology. And then they'll move on. Once the destruction has happened, once Robin is now gay and Superman's now gay and DC's now just everyone is switching genders and colors, and we've got Wonder Woman anti-Trump giving all the it's just pathetic. Now that all that's done and the franchises have been destroyed and all the actual customers have left because it's not made for anybody anymore, apart from the narcissists who are trying to get the pats on the backs from their peers, then they move on. Because that's destroyed. That's dead now. Western Comics, that's dead now. Doctor Who, that's dead now. Star Wars, that's dead now. Star Trek, that's dead now. Now they've got to find the next one. What's the next? Warhammer. There we go. There's the next one. We've been infiltrating this for the last 5 years or so. And now, boom, here's our first blow. Female Custodes. We're making it more inclusive and diverse. Well, guess what? People come to these franchises because they have very specific sets of law. They have very specific sets of rules. And that's very much the case when it comes to Warhammer. And people get into that because they don't just involve themselves in the purchasing of the plastic and the painting of the plastic and all that wonderful element that goes along with it to put them on the battlefield and fight. They immerse themselves in the lore, the universe, how the world's got to where it is, how the universe has got to where it is, where the gods, the chaos gods have got where they immerse themselves in all this. Then you get some far leftist prick, some superficial, vacuous prick that sees everything in the superficial light of gender, color, sexuality. There's no nuance, there's no depth. It's all superficial aspect of character. They come in and they say, "Well, you know what? This is not very inclusive towards women. So now we're going to actually take Custodes and we're going to make Custodes have women in them as well. And that'll bring women into Warhammer." It doesn't. It just drives off a bunch of dudes and no women come in because they're not interested. Because you can't take male-dominated spaces or female-dominated spaces and then stick a dude in it or stick a chick in it. You can't stick Ken in Barbie and say, guys are going to buy Barbie now. It's not how it works. You can't put fucking Nicki Minaj in Warhammer, in Warzone and expect suddenly it's going to be a 50-50 representation of women and men in Warzone. Doesn't work like that. Never has. But we're dealing with a bunch of fucking pathetic ideologues who are being pushed with all this ESG and DIE schemes. A lot of it is revenge because they don't have their story heard, or they are one of these narcissists that need to feel as if they are at the forefront of everything. And they push it and they push it, and all they do is just push everyone away. And the more they push people away, the more they call you racists and sexist and homophobes and bigots and all this kind of stuff. But really, the customer's just gone, see ya. And for all the people like me or you or whoever, Nerdrotic, etc., who will shout about it, who make videos about it, who calculated about it, who do all that, for all of us, there's tens of thousands of people that don't say a single word, that turn around and walk away. They won't engage in social media. You'll never see them walk into your store again. You'll never see them make an online purchase again because they just look at it, they roll their eyes, and it doesn't matter if they vote blue, red, purple, or fucking orange. It doesn't matter where they vote. A lot of these people are sick of it because we're dealing with extremes. We're not dealing with the left, and we're not dealing with the right, and we're not even dealing with the center. We're dealing with extremes. And when the extremes are running the show, because there's no difference between the alt-left and the fucking alt-right, because it's the same. Far left, alt-right, same. They just come at it from different angles. One uses race as a weapon, one hates race. It's the same thing. It's still using it, weaponizing it. They're exactly the same. And all that big wad in the middle, all that massive wad, left, right, center, all those regular, normal people that might vote for one way or another because that offers something to them. Oh, well, if I vote this way, it actually helps me tax-wise. I get a little bit of a tax break. If I vote this way, then actually it helps me with health insurance. And that's why the vast majority of normal people, how they vote. But when the extremes come in and they dictate how you should be feeling, what you should be accepting, the quiet, the silent, the vast majority just turn around and walk away. Never to be seen again.
I think you nailed it in the best way possible. And, you know, when you look at the situation here with Pokemon Go, there has been according to X, a lot of people are indeed deleting deleting the app that they've spent literally days of their life on, walking around and hours and hours and hours on a day-to-day basis, walking around and finding them. And some people just have been kind of reside to the idea, but have found other workarounds. And this is the most popular workaround I've seen, whereas they don't really care about the new look of them. So they're literally just throwing masks on their characters, which, my God, is a great solution. But I think the better and bigger solution is you just stop.
Push into the uninstall.
That's right. Well, there you go. As that was killer. Now, obviously, the best people to answer for this, I think, are the most based people, and of course, the most based people are coming from Japanese. The Japanese literally mocking this as best as possible. This tweet's going around right now. This is a overweight woman right here, and the translation of this post is "look strong."
Pokemon go to the gym.
Damn, what a woman.
What a
Butch.
woman.
She's butch.
But apparently, with the way that you've set the character up, you can actually see up skirt with these things as well, which is just horrendous.
Very Japanese.
Yeah. Japan's the best country to roast because Japan has very strong gender types, male and female. They have very strong gender roles. They know what a man is. They know what a woman is. And it's quite funny that you should say that because, they do play a lot with androgyny in video games. A lot of characters can be pretty and beautiful, but even the pretty and beautiful men, still men. And then the women are still women. So even with that aspect, they still very much know between male and female. It's also a very heavy cash society, which is very important. And people don't understand how important that is. Japan is a country that's very, very pro-physical cash. And the reason why it's pro-physical cash is because it keeps a lot of the power out of what is destroying the West at the moment, which is the investment bankers and the digital nature of all your money is now digital. If you have your physical money, that takes a lot of that power away from them. So the banks don't get the power that they had in the West. So Japan is very, very strong in terms of well, I would just say now pro its society, pro its citizens, which is not what the West is becoming. The West is trying to push homogenization. It's not just trying to promote, it's pushing homogenization of gender specifically. It's trying to push all your money into a central source. It's trying to push all the power to central government. That's exactly all the things which lead to a collapse of society.
Well, it'll be interesting to see specifically within the society of Pokemon Go how much people take to this. Like I said, ultimately, when Pokemon Go was released, it was a phenomenon, and the fact that people have still retained and still continue to support it over the years, you wonder if this will finally be the breaking point when it comes to Pokemon Go. And there's got to be a point to where people stand up and they obviously vote with their wallet and vote in a major way. They have to be, for lack of a better description or metaphor, they have to be Bud Lighted, and more or less they have to see the consequences for their actions. Well, I guess we'll see. Let's go ahead and move on. So we talked yesterday. We had an amazing conversation about Warhammer 40K with Arch yesterday. Arch came on and really gave us a deep dive in really like autistic detail. We have an hour-long video on the channel of him just kind of going into why people are upset about the Warhammer situation with Games Workshop. Do you play Warhammer or into that at all?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the whole, female custody thing?
It's nonsense. It's nonsense to me for one big reason, and it's just the lie. It's just the lie that's coming from Warhammer. We're getting to a position where sure, you want to bring some female into Warhammer. Well, there already is females in Warhammer for a start, but never mind. But if you want to try and push them into something that was specifically male, Custodes, for instance, were the sons of nobility. And now we're getting the gaslighting of, well, we never said there weren't daughters.
Right.
But but you've clearly stressed the sons. Right. So it's one of those pathetic pieces of gaslighting that they do. Well, we never said that they weren't this. We never said they are sons and not daughters of nobility, which is just pathetic. It's just absolutely pathetic. And they've been trying to bring in female space marines as well, and stuff along which complete and utterly annihilates the lore. It annihilates the lore and the canon, which has very much been regimented in place. And when you're a nerd, this is one thing that you attach yourself to. You attach yourself to franchises because you love the lore, you love the history, you love the whatever sort of gravitates you towards it, the books, the extended universe, whatever it may be. That's what gravitates. And then you get some moron that comes along and just goes, well, we never said there weren't any daughters, so now we're just going to put them in now. Okay, so deal with it, bigots. You get that sort of pathetic mentality, and you just you can't be stupid enough, and yet at the same time you think they've got to be. You can't be stupid enough to think people just go, oh, okay, we'll continue to spend, because Warhammer is an expensive hobby. It's not a cheap hobby to get into. Very expensive hobby. And if you piss off enough people, that is going to be a huge amount of revenue gone from your company. Huge amount. And with people who were like, well, I like Warhammer, but I'm sick and tired of what's going on. Oh, okay. I'll tell you what, I used to give them my money because I want them to create more stuff. But if they're going to do this, fine. I'll take that money. I'll buy a 3D printer and I'll print them off now. And I'll join the people that 3D print these things off instead of actually purchasing them from the source. So they're encouraging people to go elsewhere and not support the company anymore. Even if they're like, I don't want to leave the hobby. I'm sick and tired of this. I'll find a way, like Pokemon, I'll find a way round. I'll find a solution. And that's what they'll do. It's antagonistic. And and they know it's antagonistic, and they want it to be antagonistic because they want to then get their peers to go, well done. Well done for taking that male space and destroying that cis heteronormative aspect of it. Congratulations. It's about time. And all that kind of crap that they get from the peers. Meanwhile, thousands of people turn around, walk away. I get it. You got no respect for your customers. Why should your customer have any respect for you?
So the big question I think a lot of people have had when it comes to this is why? Why would they make this change? Why would they add, this just total retcon the lore? Why would they go in and make the change, but also kind of be silent about it? Like, it's just like, here it is. By the way, you're a bigot.
Yeah.
And there's a post on 4chan about this, and this is one of those like insiders, and it's a rumor, but it is interesting to think about nonetheless. So I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on this. So this is from 4chan. It said female Custodes are only going to be mentioned in the codex. No new sculpts or characters after the fact. Social media department jumped the gun and tried to put out fires with the wrong hose. Intent is to push female Custodes characters in Amazon show without it, quote, breaking lore, because Amazon execs wanted a woman in power armor and wouldn't settle. So then the big thing here was the talks of inserting the female Custodes into Eisenhorn's story, with Cavill threatened to walk away from the project. So Henry Cavill was like, no. If this is true, the idea of he actually threatened to walk away.
Well, Custodes is his favorite army, so because he's a big Warhammer fan, never mind creating the show.
So small stock drop today, but Games Workshop's figured it can write it out if it stays mum on the subject. So their strategy is shut up and don't say a word. So the idea that Henry Cavill could potentially walk away if a change like this was made, but the bigger thing here is that Amazon, who's creating this story, we've seen our friends at Film Threat, they've talked about the DEI initiatives at Amazon and how you need to have all the different diversity and people in wheelchairs and whatever in all your shows now, because that's how real life is. But we're talking about, Space Marines here, right?
We're talking about space Nazis. We're talking about space fascists. That are the good guys. That's what we're talking about here. I mean, you could put it whichever way you want, but that's the way it is. The Imperium is as bad as chaos in terms of how it does. So yeah, you are dealing with space fascists, and like, we want our space fascists to be diverse. We want our space fascists to be stunning and brave, and be more inclusive.
So, two things here. Your thoughts on the idea of Amazon dictating and changing lore because to fit their DEI initiatives. Your thoughts on that?
Well, Cavill, when he took over, when he announced that he was going to be doing this show a year or so ago, he did say that he had full control. He had full control. We were always nervous about that because of dealing with Amazon, and we know about Amazon's DIE. I call it DIE because it is DIE. It's die. It's going to kill your company. It's not DI. They realized too late, because they used to call it DIE, by the way, before they realized that it was spelled die.
Right.
And so they changed it to DEI, but it was DIE when it started, and it's absolutely correct. You got it correct first time. But we're always nervous because of how Amazon is. And it looks like Amazon want to get their stunning and brave representation in. We can't have normal things. Like, you could do a show about a detective and have a female detective, no problem. You could have a female lieutenant, no problem. You could have a female chief, no problem. Makes sense. Makes sense. From a standpoint, just from a regular standpoint, it makes sense. When you're dealing with something like this, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, particularly with the way that the genes work, with the creation of these Marines and soldiers and all of this. It doesn't make any sense, because you're dealing with a very specific gene. So it makes no sense to have this other than stunning and brave representation. Now, why can't you have why can't you have sisters in the show as well? So you have some Custodes, you have some sisters. That would work. That would make sense. That's law. That wouldn't break anything. But it's like, no, we need to infect the areas which are dominated by men. We need the areas that are dominated by males. We need to infect those areas. We need to make sure that our representation is in there. And that is literally the masterization of. That's the cancer that then goes in. Because once you apply the cancer, it spreads and it kills the whole thing. So it doesn't make canonical sense, doesn't make law sense. It makes no sense to do this. Doesn't mean you can't have women in other areas, in other aspects, being heroic, being brave. The sisters are there for the Emperor. And it would be cool to see them in it. But the Custodes are male. That's the way it is.
That's the way it was. That's the way it was.
Well, we got one line in a line in a book. She stood on the bridge. She stood on the bridge, stunning and brave. Apparently, from what I've been told of that story, she outshines all the male counterparts to show that she's the best custodian ever. Because that's the way that also works.
Of course.
It's not simply about having a place. It's about pulling others down to elevate what can't be elevated because it's rock bottom. So all you do is you bring everything down. Everything gets pulled down to go to the same level as this nonsense.
Could you see, let's say Amazon came in while Henry Cavill does have quote unquote full control, right? There's always somebody who has a little bit more control, who's signing your checks, right? Could you see a situation where, Henry Cavill being this hardcore fan of the series and he's like, no, that's not right. Could you see him actually walking away in a situation like this? Does he, I know you don't know him personally, but I mean, what would you think if,
No, like they're best friends.
Yeah, besties.
Just, I don't know.
He walked away from The Witcher.
True.
He was there for. Remember, The Witcher was meant to go 7 seasons. That was the plan for The Witcher. It was 7 seasons, and Henry Cavill had a 3-season deal. What looked to be, I should say, a 3-season cast iron deal that he has to appear in the first 3 seasons, with the ability to extend, renegotiate, whatever it is, his contract should the show be successful. Cavill went, fuck off. Playing a dream role. Geralt of Rivia is a dream role for him. And he walked away after 3 seasons because The Witcher isn't The Witcher. It's The Witcher. It's another intersectionalized show that is riding off a very popular franchise, and it's taking it and it's making intersectional. That's what it's doing. And so he had enough. Clearly had enough. He warned us after season 1 that they better start moving it. What would you like to see in season 2, Henry? I'd like to see it more orientated towards the actual lore. That's what I would like to see. And then after season 2, you could tell that he was done. He was absolutely done. And he seemed checked out for season 3, and rightly so. And he ended his contract. He did not renew his contract. Now we've just had an email, a tweet today from the Witcher series saying season 4's in development and it's going to end with season 5, which may or may not happen. But if it does happen, that's the final one. But it was meant to be 7. That was the plan. So 7 has suddenly become 5, and season 4 is now going to have Liam Hemsworth instead of Henry Cavill. So if you think Henry Cavill doesn't have the stones to walk away, he already has. And that's a show he was part of. This isn't even ready yet. I can see if Henry can't thrash out exactly how he wants it to be, I could see him and his company going, see ya.
That would be probably the biggest boss move ever. If he was to reject it to half court and just be like, nah, I'm not doing this. This is not my vision. This is not the way that this was supposed to be written. And for him to come out and do that, that'd be pretty awesome, man. It'd be pretty cool for sure. Well, I guess we'll see.
I think Henry comes across as a really decent guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
and very beautiful too.
Sure. Can't complain. Very handsome and all that. But he does come across as a decent guy. Whether or not that's just because he's good in front of the camera and knows what to say without pissing people off because he realizes that everybody is a customer, regardless of race, color, creed. He could just be a massive pro at that, and behind the scenes, he's a massive asshole. But he doesn't. He seems like he does. He's a nerd. We know he's a nerd. We know that he nearly blew his Superman audition because he's playing World of Bloody Warcraft. And I know what a World of Warcraft addiction looks like firsthand, so I can fully believe that. But I can see that, he to be given the role of Geralt and to turn around and walk away from that because they are not respecting the source material and not making the show that the books right. No, this is a guy that clearly does have principles.
He's kind of a rarity too, because if you even look at all the other actors, let's say Mark Hamill, he hated his treatment for Luke Skywalker. Did he say a peep? Nah, he took it. He bent over backwards and everything for it. And then there's Henry. He's like, no, thank you. Bye. So, men.
I hate to defend Mark Hamill because the guy's a prick, a broken mess. But he did speak out after when the promotion started happening.
Mm-hmm.
And he did challenge Ryan Johnson on set about this is not the way that Luke would behave, and was overridden and was essentially told this is the way we want it.
Yep.
But he did speak out. But since then he's like drunk all kinds of Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
But
because they probably
imagine-
gave him like a raise or something to show up in the Mandalorian for 2 seconds. Like, you would just be quiet and show up and thank you. Here's some money.
Yeah. Hey, hand over your rights. I think it's now Disney. I believe own the rights now to his physical appearance.
Yeah, because they have that body double who looks very much like him, and then they just change a little bit.
Disney owns
think-
the rights to Mark Hamill's physical appearance.
Yes.
But they own the rights to Carrie Fisher's Luke's Princess Leia, don't they? That's what they use for episode 9.
Yeah, that's the new thing. The new thing now is for companies to buy your likeness. I think also Harrison Ford has sold his. The Harrison Ford's likeness can be used by Disney in whatever they deem fit.
Yeah, Harrison Ford, I believe. I think I saw that, as well as Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis, because he has Alzheimer's now, and I think he sold his likeness as well, which is just wow. Can you imagine in 5-10 years from now you see a Die Hard 8, and then you have Bruce Willis with his crazy likeness coming through? Oh, that'd be bizarre.
Well, I mean, in the Fallout series, without I don't think this gives any spoilers away, but there is a scene that we see Cal MacLachlan in the past, and they've digitally de-aged him, and it's done exceedingly well. We've seen this technology before. They did it very well indeed with Tony Stark in the Marvel Universe. They've done it now with Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is happening with the video game, and we saw it in Indiana Jones film, if you can call it a film.
Yeah.
But we've seen that now, and it's gonna get better and better. That's gonna get, and it's the whole lip syncing and everything, whatever they need to do, the whole voice realization, all of that is just gonna get better. The tech is gonna get better and better and better. So if you, as an aging actor who can't get those leading roles anymore because you've aged out of them, if you can sell that likeness, that popularity, you essentially can sell your youth again. You imagine Arnold, if Arnold sold his likeness, and what you could do with Arnold, you could go and do all the Terminator, you could do the Conan, you could do all of that kind of stuff. You could create new Arnold films. New Arnold, everything.
Could you imagine if you had a True Lies prequel where you actually got to learn what he did? that'd be fun. I love True Lies. Or just Jamie Lee Curtis can just sell her likeness, and I'd watch that all day from True Lies. That was great.
From Trading Places. I mean, okay, yeah, from True Lies.
All right. Let's see. Blabs, do we have time for this Wikipedia story?
If you have time for it.
Do you have time?
It's up to you. You got Lord of the Rings.
I have all the time in the world. Which theme tune for the James Bond film was that the theme tune for? Craig, go.
Fellowship of the Rings. No. What was it? I'm sorry. I didn't even hear what you said.
We have all the time in the world. Which James Bond film is that the theme?
You can't ask him. The only James Bond movie he's seen ends with Craig. Daniel Craig.
Yeah, I've seen the Daniel Craig ones. They're great.
He thinks they're the best ones, obviously, because the name Craig.
Yeah, I mean they're.
Do you see what I have to work with?
He's googling away. He's googling away, or he's looking at the chat.
Yeah, we have all the time in the world. It's a James Bond theme.
Yeah, it's the James Bond theme for what? Which film? Without looking at the internet, Craig.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it's on the Majesty Secret Service. You fucking fraud.
Wow.
I mean, as on every week.
No joke. I'll tell you what. It's awesome. Well, let's go to this Wikipedia story. This is the boss of Wikipedia.
Don't worry, this is a green screen behind me, by the way.
Oh yeah?
None of this exists. This is all fake. Fake nerd.
He actually too has a pride flag behind him. You just can't see it.
Yeah, it's just slightly over there.
Mm-hmm.
Right at the side, little representation.
Right next to my swastika.
No.
I sometimes have difficulties determining which is which. Both are the same.
Now, my favorite thing was when Az was talking about the Disney Funko Pride Stormtrooper years ago. You bought one, didn't you?
There it is.
Oh my god,
No,
he
no.
did!
It was sent to me. It was
okay.
sent to me. Somebody sent this to me, and I was just so happy because I had a space Nazi that was stunning and brave.
Mm.
That's the type of LGBTQIA plus 2 spirit whatsoever, and I don't know, representation that we need on a space Nazi.
Yeah, did you know about that, right, Craig? Funko released a Pride Stormtrooper, but Stormtroopers are Nazis, but we have gay
They're
ones.
literally Nazi stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Star Wars is World War II in space.
These are my favorites. I show these off as much as I possibly can.
Yeah,
I
trying to
these
keep a little
guys.
nerd card in. That's cute.
No, I
We
think
all have a blind
this
spot,
has nothing
Craig.
to do with these.
We all have a blind spot.
Look at my little guys.
In wheelchairs.
In wheelchairs. Oh, your D&D. Are these your D&D wheelchairers?
There they are. Little representation. It's great.
Oh, man.
Mascots of the show.
Oh, defeated by a flight of stairs.
That's right. All right, let's go to some super chats and blabs. We'll do the Wikipedia story tomorrow. It'll be great. So, why don't you start us off, Labs?
I was getting there. I'm doing much work, bro. All right, the worthy one for 5 says, it didn't take a genius to see that Az's rant in the infamous clip, it builds up anger finally coming out from many disappointments in gaming. Right, Az?
Correct. Yeah, it's a straw that broke the donkey's back moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially on how boring Starfield was. And that was my fear. That was my fear. My fear was it was just going to be boring. And then 7 hours in, it's misconstrued that the rant happened at the pronoun selection screen. It didn't. I just made a sarcastic comment on that. Or 7 hours into the game was actually the second Starfield stream that happened in. But I just I was bored off my tits. And I just got to a segment in the game. And there was this woman, and she's talking to me. And she says, I got to tell you something. And I joked. If you see the full context of the clip, I joked. I went, "You're a man." As a joke, because it was like, that's current deism, you know, that's me just being a bit silly and a bit sarky. And then she says, "I'm a clone of a man." And I was just,
GG's.
yeah. And that was just like, I'm done. I'm so fucking done with this shit. So take my headphones off. Fuck this. That was how I started the rant.
I know, I saw it. Craig's like, he's gonna go back to Insurance Forwars again.
Oh no!
Oh no! Craig's eyes are like.
By the way, Chris Gore DM'd me some stuff about Amazon and their storytelling policy. His exact DM to me was, "Read these rules. Scary. Warhammer is toast." Would you like to look at some of this is from Amazon and their storytelling right here. And it has rules that are applied to all this. Do we dare go down this rabbit hole? I mean, this is a pretty deep rabbit hole here, it looks like, or at least for their rules. They have
black characters. Wow. Look at the racism right there.
The Hispanic Latinx characters.
Are they showing a connection to violence?
Being called Latinx.
In the story, are Hispanic characters linked to an American identity, or are they framed as foreigners? For Asian characters, for Middle Eastern characters, North African. By the way,
Where the whitey's at?
What's that?
Where the whitey's at?
Well,
Who gives a shit about them?
Yeah, there's actually, I guess that's white people don't have a race apparently, or an
I identify as Asian now. I am extra girl.
For native or indigenous people, do they portray historical tropes of native or indigenous characters as violent or antagonistic? Representation based off location. I mean, this is where we're at. Age, religion, occupation, aging or older adults. The thing about this just seems like they want everyone to be so vanilla, like the exact same character. They don't want anybody to have any identifiable attributes at all. question to ask about women. Are they shown without a job or lower service-oriented job or assistant positions? It's like having little power or clout, job-based stereotypes. So yeah, this is where we're at. This is here you are. This is your diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility from Amazon. So good luck, Warhammer.
That's starting to expand more than a bloody QIA 2+ spirit. It's going to be DEIAB 2CDI by the end of next year.
To the exponent.
Yeah, to the excrement, more like.
I mean, have you seen Bridge? Do you know? Have you heard about
Not yet.
Bridge?
No, I need to look into Bridge. I need to look into this.
Yes. Kirsha came on and talked in depth about this. This is a Bridge. It represents belonging, representation, inclusion, diversity, and equity. Bridge is an acronym for these. So this is the next level of DEI and ESG and everything of this. So
it's the next level of bankruptcy.
We're not even close to the final boss yet, for sure. So
we are. They think they're the ones who are creating the final boss. They're not. The final boss is the customer. The customer has always been the final boss.
Love it. Labs, let's keep rolling.
The Hidden Bee says, going to be a quality show with Az on today. This is going to be a grand Thursday. Craig, how was Lord of the Rings? Hail all.
So far, it's great.
Hey, Craig,
I
how
love
was
it.
it?
It was great. Halfway through the first one, I'm loving it.
Do you understand potatoes yet?
No, haven't got to potatoes yet.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Anyway,
What do you want?
I want you to get good for once.
That's literally what I'm doing. Like, I'm literally watching it. What do you want from me, Blaz? You want me to watch
I
it?
want you to make a time machine and go back 25 years.
Right. Like, what do you want? You want me to? I'm literally renting a theater to see this. What do you want from me? Like,
women are never happy.
I'm doing it.
The worthy one, wrestling Mount Rushmore as.
Ooh, Ric Flair, Stone Cold, Kurt Angle, and I will go with one more. Let's go. One more. It's so tough. It's so tough. There's so many. I'm gonna go with. God damn it, Leroy! This is so hard to get. I want to go. I want to go Antonio Inoki. Let's go Inoki.
Oh wow, going across the ocean. Nice.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle's an interesting one in there. He was great. He had a very short career, but he was great.
I think Kurt Angle's the greatest wrestler that's ever been in wrestling. I mean, he was a legit Olympic gold wrestler, 2-time Olympic gold winner at Atlanta, I think it was Atlanta. But he was absolutely legit, and the way that Kurt Angle just managed to convert between amateur wrestling to professional wrestling was insane. The guy was wired for that. He was just wired for business, and his matches were just unreal, absolutely unreal. Kurt Angle, great heel as
he got
well.
it.
Yeah,
he got it. He definitely
got all of
sure.
it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I totally understood everything you guys just said.
There's your blind spot.
Wrestling. Shut up, Craig, with the blind spots. What do you have? Are you going to go driving soon and be like, oh no, my blind spot, I can't see. Like, oh.
No,
anyway,
I can drive.
I can, bruh. I could probably drive better than you. I'm just saying. Anyway, Boog says, what?
Wait a minute. You need to refer to your handbook to see whether or not you've just placed a woman in a position of lowly power.
That's not my fault. I need to, yeah. Go. Boo came in and says, have you seen the Transformer 1 trailer? We talked about that earlier. Gugim came in and says, watching Lord of the Rings with Craig made me realize just how much the extended cut added to it. It really felt like you're going fast forward. Also, be patient. Craig suffers from terminal normies.
He's be patient. He's retarded.
Yeah.
Variant is 100% weapon upgrade. Copium, Craig.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll take that one.
Le Chevalier says
Le
Greg
Chevalier
saw
de
80s
Lys.
Oh, nailed that.
That's obviously
Greg
fluent
saw
in
the
French
80s
too.
Transformers movie, right? Yes, I did
Petit peu de
see.
français.
I did see the 80s Transformers movie. I did in theaters. Cole Lee says Craig grew up in a third world country, and I watched Lord of the Rings. I grew up in a third world. Well, yes, I'm now watching it. Lewis came and says, "I envy Craig. I wish I could experience Lord of the Rings trilogy for the first time again." Thanks, Lewis. Appreciate that. Ministry Wrong Thing says, "Hail Az, hail Craig, and the rest." There you are, Labs. The
Wait,
rest.
look at that avatar. That's Tim Allen.
Tim Allen, yeah. There's Thor with a hammer, though, from
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Says there's no way it was a coincidence. Cavill made it clear in interviews that he mains Custodes as his main faction. This was a shot across the bow. Thanks. Michael came in and says, my two favorite YouTubers in the world. Also, hi, Craig. Snubhammer says, you're not my real dad. That's
yeah,
right.
I'll have to clarify this now.
JM says, when you rent the theater, will it be in Texas? Yes, it will be in Texas. Batsauce says, so Megatron's name used to be Dix. Iron Buddha says, rumors are Hasbro is going with a different company than Larian Studio to make Baldur's Gate 4 so they can pump out a sequel faster. Huh. Interesting. DB Wild came in as a brand new member. Thanks so much, DB Wild. Appreciate that greatly. Graph Webb says, hashtag cancel Disney Plus. Ian So Forth came in and says, turquoise, lol, you're a couple of months early as. Thanks, Ian. Appreciate that. Gear came in with the Indonesian money. Says, we need more absolutely loud voices from as, not some bad updates like the one from Pokemon Go. Oof. Thanks, Gear. Trevor came in with the $9.99. Thank you so much, Trevor. Other side of the fence says, why is Black? Okay, sounds good. D-Maxski came in. Says, are you not going to talk about Sweet Babe? I mean, Gamer X. Not today. I haven't seen any news on that today. That's dropped in a little bit. Other side of the fence says, ask Az, what's better, Transformer or ISOM?
Transformers.
Blabs the Tower Tard.
Oh, I don't know what this means, but whatever. Blab the Tower Tard for $2. Finally, some Slurpo representation on this show. What is Slurpo?
Schleppo.
Is that code
Duh.
or something?
Duh.
Shut
No.
up, Craig.
Warren came in and says, as I felt like I felt the Fallout show had DEI/current day fingerprints all over it, and they retcon lore from Fallout 1, 2, and New Vegas. Fin 2.0 was bad.
Yeah.
We're gonna be. I'm purposely not saying anything because we are gonna have a big conversation about Fallout soon. So that's when I'm gonna get it all out.
Get it all out. Other side of the fence says, how much for a show of just Blabs?
What
You
is
can find her on her
this?
channel anytime.
Take a cold
You can find her
shower,
on her.
bro.
He's paying.
Yeah, but
He's paying to simp. Let him pay to simp.
Joe says, heard about the upcoming Golden Axe animated series. Hope they don't screw it up. Revenge of Death Adder is my all-time favorite Golden Axe game. Yeah, they're making an animated series based off of the arcade game Golden Axe, which I don't know.
Well, they're
enough
making
about
a
it.
new Golden Axe game, and
Yes.
they gave a very brief little look at what they got so far. And based off what I saw so far, I'm very excited if it is like it looks.
Is it 2D or 3D?
It's 3D.
Did you play a lot of Golden Axe like back in the day?
On the Mega Drive, which is the Genesis in America. Yeah, I used to play. Played a load of it with my friends. Yeah, I'd always be the
It's fun.
sexy chick.
Yeah, I like tossing the potions in the air and
Yeah.
having the big old dragon come down. It's great.
Yeah, great stuff.
Mo says, silly DEI shark tried swimming on land. Thanks, Mo. Dan said, side scroll with your host.
It identified sand as water.
A last hope. Yes, there you go. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate that. Ministry Romp says, COD chasing Fork Knight is so sad. It's so wild and sad. Initial C says, Cheech and Chong, crap. If they're going that far back, why not John Wayne and Clint Eastwood?
I think people would actually prefer them because they are gunslingers after all.
Yeah, pretty cool. Terminal from the real Halcinator. Thank you very much. Cellular Dream says, Blaz would smoke Craig one-on-one in COD. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't know about that one, although I'm not bad at it. And I'm a lot better at Apex than I used to be, so we should try playing again sometime. I mean, we're on the same team. You can't wreck me.
But
there is no friendly fire.
We
should play
Helldivers in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, well, that was on the things to talk about today, but we didn't quite get a chance to get that. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see if they actually hold true to that. What happens in that situation? Where they're we're not going to censor any of that stuff. Okay, yeah, we'll see what happens there.
Shows the state of the gaming, by the way. That's the conversation.
$4.99 says COD and Cheech and Chong's thing.
It's fine. Look at him. Look at him all blurry over there.
I know. What is flipping 1 meg upload?
I am, yeah.
All right, you know what, Craig? You just sit there and look. I don't know, just sit there. Anyway, I agree with you. For Pride Month, we'll see what they actually say and do. There's a huge difference between acting and speaking. Now, yes, Craig, you are silenced. All right, Nash Thunderclap says, COD and Cheech and Chong, this is the gayest thing since gay came to Gay Town. It's a lot of gay.
A lot of gay.
Joe says, fun fact, yes, both Cheech and Chong were and still are peace activists. Cheech Marin was even a draft dodger during Vietnam. Look it up. Cheers. Yay. 21 Palika gifted 1 membership. Thank you very much, 21. All right. BD Wild says, I hear the next character skin idea for COD would be Balky Bartok Thomas, what the hell? And Cousin Larry or George Newman and Stanley Spadowski for you, Craig.
Yeah, nice one.
I just felt like I had a seizure when I read that.
Stanley Spadowski, love it.
Gusium says, shout out to GOG offering offline installers. When Steam finally trips and falls, people will shit themselves.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Aaron, you should try Pokemon Go to the polls. Ugh. Thanks, Aaron. Cringe. Magna, why are there so many woke numbskulls in the USA? These people make up 10% of the country, yet they run into the shadow realm. What will it take for reality to finally get into their soy noggins?
Normie's waking up.
Yeah, probably when it actually affects them.
It's happening. Normies they're starting to realize what the hell's going on here.
Yeah, thanks to also YouTubers too. Good job, guys. Crimson Law says, after the Amazon show, I decided to go down the Fallout lore rabbit hole since I only ever played Fallout 4. Wow, did Bethesda neuter that series? The first 2 games sound way better.
Thanks, Crimson Law.
Raphael says, even Kotaku agreed. That tells you everything.
Is that with Pokemon?
I think it was for Pokemon.
I would imagine, yes.
Gusium says, DEI is to make trans people feel better. Also, yes. Now, this is an acronym for a very bad word. So, I will do my best. Love the territory for 2 dice, Foxtrot, and Alpha, and Golf, and Oscar, and Tango, and Sierra. Yes.
I thought Melanie Max tomorrow.
Yeah, see, I'm not Melanie, guys. I won't say that one. You mean the movies. Remember, for 12 months, South Park got it right 20 years ago with Goobacks. That's why they want us all turned into. Yes. Mo, listener, say the line as... Thank you. Shivy says, Super Earth calls bugs. Must go see you out there. All right, you take care for democracy, bro.
Go get it.
Assi, body type 1 and 2 is inhuman, turning humanity into functions. Nothing is unique, nothing is beautiful. Correct?
Well, it's about the destruction of gender.
Mr. Jimmy became a YouTube member. Thank you, Mr. Jimmy. Dwight, I could easily survive without buying any new games for years. Currently replaying the first half of Life, and it still tops any AAA games from past 5 years. Thank you, Dwight. Pickle Rickle was telling Az on the Sunday, I just finished my Custodes army, and the Monday GW made them lame and gay. Just my oh, that sucks. Slime. Az, do you feel somewhat vindicated that a lot of creators that made fun of your viral clip became critical of DEI in the aftermath of the SBI blow up?
That's an interesting question.
I always thought my rant was absolutely spot on and would age like fine wine, and it did. Well, I mean, that's why I recently had my spat again with the Act Man, was because it was just so ironic that one of the biggest kind of like shitters on me at the time ended up going, "Oh, what's all this going on here? I didn't know this would go on." And you know, just like, yeah, well, some of us have been here, mate, for a while, and in these in this whole thing for years now. So I don't feel vindicated in as much as I've always defended my rant to any idiot that has wanted to challenge it. It's just funny. It's just funny now that some of the people that spoke out at the time in defense of it are kind of like, oh yeah, we are noticing quite a lot of things changing now. Got him.
And so as a saying, they are cultural locust.
Ooh, like it.
Scotty Joe, preach as they ruined BattleTech and they're hitting Warhammer 40k now. At least we still have the smaller companies like Corvus Belly, I'm assuming Belly, with Infinity and Mantic for Kings of War. For now, at least, until they get destroyed too. Thank you, Scotty Joe. Peach Tea. Every time I watch the show, I realize how many hobbies I missed out on, and they used to be cool, but now they're dead. It's sad. Well, you can still enjoy previous things of the same IPs or whatever, just not future stuff. Ryan, I'd love to see how many women will pay $40,000 for Warhammer 40k, because you can easily find men brag about that. Yeah, they'll rather go buy
very
other stuff.
Very expensive hobby.
Retro. They talk about choice while moving male and female. It's all about control, and the only option is to give up and go to old games and films for normality. Correct. Ministry of Wrong Think. Pokemon Go woke.
Hey.
Gremlin. After D&D started with their bullshit, my buddies and I just went in on a 3D printer and never looked back. Do you have a 3D printer, Az?
No. But I'm thinking about it.
Thinking about it.
I'm not putting any money into Warhammer at the moment at all. Zero.
Hostile says, I got so mad I shaved everything off my face.
Yeah. Deep cut.
All right, good for you. Peach Tea. Craig, I hope the kiddos feel better today.
She does not.
Jesus.
She
She said, I hope. You're supposed to be like, thank you. No, she's not happy.
Thanks, but she doesn't.
Aki, Gundam are now doing mini kits, great alternatives 40k. Thank you, Aki. Tony, women versus Riley Gaines over women's rights? Huh?
Oh, that whole thing is nuts.
Gorbs. Oh, I can't wait for Games Workshop to justify a genetically engineered super soldier in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Says Steve Rogers in a wheelchair. Aiden.
They've always been there. It doesn't say that they weren't there. It doesn't say that they weren't there.
Loophole. Aiden, I'm ready for the NHL playoffs. Stars took first place in the Western Conference, but above all, they got some unfinished business. # embrace the chaos.
Thanks, Aiden. Appreciate you.
That's hockey.
That is hockey.
Yes. Raging Demon Dan. Heresy on GW's part.
Yeah.
Tiki Hut.
It just shows that Slanesh is clearly the strongest god because they've taken control of everything.
Tiki the Hut as my emperor has 4 arms. All praise the Jin Steeler cult. Rise up, my brothers and sisters. Gender doesn't matter to the GSC. All will be food.
Yeah.
Goosium. The Sisters of Silence are basically female Custodes, but nope. They need to make all the males place to show the girl power. Yeah, they take the male's place. Sorry. Yes, I'm retarded today. One time at band camp, was Custodes the one chosen to have women because it's Cavill's favorite, and thought they could force him show them in the show, or is that too tinfoil? Is Custodes chosen what?
Right, Custodes is Henry Cavill's favorite army,
Yes.
IRL, and I actually on the real BBC, on Ripping the Silverback yesterday, I did actually say as well. I said I really would not put it out of the realm of possibility. I know it does feel a bit tin hatty, but with the Custodes being Henry's favorite army, with him obviously wanting to do a show with Custodes, makes sense. Amazon trying to fuck with that element of it because of that. I think it's more DIE related than that, but I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't.
That's wild. I didn't know that about Henry for his favorite. Interesting. Space Cowboy Revolver. They should put a shirtless review tech in Pokemon Go.
You can make your own.
Yeah. Orthodox Monks. I played Pokemon Go for just a bit when it came out and had joke username Gary at Abusey. It would be weird to see now. It may actually look like Gary Busey now. That goofy mug. Mercenary. Pokemon Go is passing me off after update. Game over. Nerd takes. Hail Az inside Squares Crew. Hi.
Thanks.
Mercenary, remember, this is anti-human and about us being in God's image. They hate us because of that and want to cut us off. That divinity. It all goes back to Khazar. Thank you, Mercenary. Al5 wants to say hail Az. I'd send a bigger chat, but Az got me back into comics older, and I've spent thousands of dollars in the last few months. So
Nice.
Back issues. That's it. Back issues, baby.
DMAC. GamerX is the consulting for Niantic in Pokemon Go.
Wow.
GamerX is a company like Sweet Baby Inc. That is made up of, you'll never guess,
All white females?
Yeah.
gays.
Oh. All right. Blob's a tower retard for $2. Slurpo hates Trungo, so we hate Slurpo. What does that mean? What did I just say? Oh, whatever.
You said what you said.
I don't even take it back. Other side of the fence for $2. Ha ha ha. Fair enough. No simping for Blabs. Okay. Thank you. Sparks. Common misconception. Imperium isn't F-word. They do awful things to live, and they let you rule your planet however you like. Just pay taxes and worship Big E however you like. Love the lot of you. Keep it up, Az. Thanks, Sparks. John. Battlefront Classic Collection seems mostly fixed. Been playing and enjoying the after platinuming Rise of the Ronin. Anybody here check that one out? No?
Fuck Star Wars.
There you go. Octo Commander, Pokemon Go is going for the Gumby body. Yeah. And for 50, was this Az's first time on Side Scrollers? I asked because Craig looks exhausted. Power gummy time.
I feel like I got beat up for an hour and a half by Az. Az been working out, and I'm over here, the schlup, just getting my butt kicked the entire time. Ian, thank you so much. Speaking of Az, I just want to say, man, dude, congratulations on like kicking ass and being and working hard and losing all your weight and everything. I think that's really legit, spectacular, and shows for a lot of accountability. I think that's great, man. Congratulations.
Long way to go. I've got a long way to go still.
Nice.
I'm doing it.
Kalishi. This woke stuff is reaching its climax. Did you guys hear Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, had a meltdown at latest earning call? They lost $3 billion in rev, and other companies are backing away from deals. Ooh.
Yeah, I thought it's 5 billion, but it might be 3. But they're billions billions BlackRock.
You know, and that sounds like a lot, but the thing you got to remind, and I think somebody mentioned this yesterday on the show, like they
9
own
trillion.
like trillions of dollars in assets. So 3 billion, 5 billion, whatever it is a speck of sand on a desert. in a desert for them. So it's important, but let's put it in perspective here.
All right, Blab's a tarot card. Blab's a tarot card for $2. Blab for the Blab's GG hats for the Craig throne.
All
I
right.
don't get it. What is that? What is G asterisk D?
It's a play on corn reference. Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. If any of you were an actual fucking nerd here, you'd know these. But I am having to carry this show. That's why I'm at the bottom, and I'm holding you two guys up.
Pedestal. He's like that god who has to hold up the sky.
Atlas!
Yes, there he is. I forgot his name. There's so many of them.
Look at how upset he is. It's awesome. So mad. He's so mad. Keep going, Blast, before Az has an aneurysm.
Rebound. Didn't they try femstones in the Siege of Terror books, but the editor said no? And that was like 2017. I really think that is a more plausible reason.
All right. Thanks, Rebound. Appreciate that.
They're caught up on Super Chats on YouTube side.
New Thought Watch came in and says, I learned something yesterday from watching Papa Gundam stream. Blabs, can you do go to YouTube and look up transparent clothes or clear clothes and tell us what you see in some thumbnails?
I'm good. I don't know if I want to do that.
John says, I prefer physical games, but the problem is that they make a lot of pre-orders or special DLC digital only. Can't get the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Deluxe edition because I got it physically. Thanks, John. Marty says, I love the passion. As tell us how you really feel. Thanks,
Very
Marty.
subdued.
These hands came in. Says, breaking news 2 hours ago, Skull and Bones, the world's first quadruple A game by Ubisoft's own description, originally valued at $70 US, is now 50% off exactly 2 months to the release date. The jokes write themselves. Thanks, these hands.
Quadruple. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in gaming. We're
Delta.
putting out a quadruple A game. Yeah,
Wait
quadruple
until
the fucking
quintuple A
price.
games happen.
Yeah.
Well, who was it? Not too long ago, somebody joked that they're going to get into like quintuple A or whatever it is.
I
We
can't
had that
remember who it was, but yeah.
a week or so ago. Delta says the androgyny of Pokemon is especially funny if you know that it's one of the few mainline games with a history of boys and girls picking the girl character because they were always designed more uniquely / fashionable. Also cool to see Az on. Thanks, Delta.
And cool.
Big Top came in and says, hey, yo, Az, who would
Yo.
Craig and Blabs be in the Transformers universe?
Yeah, what am I?
Ooh, this is a really good question. God, you should have given this to me and given me like 10 minutes to think about it or so. Have you got any more supers?
Yeah, we
we
can
got
come
one on
back.
the YouTube.
All right, let me have a think. Let me have a think about this.
John says, what you guys mentioned with BlackRock is exactly why I hate Microsoft buying all these gaming IP. They're worth $3 trillion and can now throw whatever they want in games with minimal financial hits.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
Dude came in, says, Blabs, the problem exists between the keyboard and the chair. Thank you. General Duality came in with a 5, says, let's go. Glad to see Az on side scrollers.
Keyboard in the chair?
All right, I got it.
Yeah.
Blabs would be Soundwave.
I gotta look this one up.
Because Soundwave is the loyal lieutenant to Megatron.
Ah,
You're a Decepticon, so don't get too excited.
Yeah, we're bad guys.
But she can still hold her own. So Blabs would be Soundwave. Craig would be Wheelie.
And I'm waiting for the Photoshops coming in. From
oh my god, that's funny. Craig, that's a looking transformer. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm a little mini character.
Yeah.
No, you're not. No, you're the most annoying transformer ever made.
Oh, I love you so much. I love you so much. It's great.
Wow.
Oh my god.
A wheelie who has to ride on the shoulder of giants.
That's me. That's me.
And I'm before you ask, I'm Grimlock. Before the chat asks, I'm Grimlock.
60 Watt says Zoids was like mom kids that would move after being put together. I had a few when I was young. I'm 39 for reference, and I think I was around 9 or 10. Thanks, 60 Watt. Blake came in and says the last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace. And 60 Watt came back, says the only source more reliable than I made it the F up is 4chan. That's right, 60 Watt.
Yeah.
That's why I prefaced that. I prefaced that for sure. We speak in hypotheticals sometimes. Delta came back, says, the 4chan theory makes a bit of sense, as people have asked for a chaos Custodes character figure for over a decade, but they were so loose to say women were always there. Thank you, Delta. Dude came in, says the only well-written girl boss has been Freerin and her self-titled story. Her journey isn't about getting others to accept her, but for her to understand the feelings of others around her.
Mm-hmm. Az, have you watched Freerin yet?
No.
It's really good.
I hear it's good. Shane says, hey, Craig, I don't know if you're aware, but Az is super proud of his homeland of Australia. I'm sure one of my sharing some Vegemite for you. Well, for you to enjoy while enjoying Lord of the Rings. Keep rocking, y'all. Hey, thanks, Shane.
Thank you.
And Wolf Anos says, what's y'all's arcade Mount Rushmore? Ooh, that's good. For me,
Operation Wolf. Gotta be up
Operation
there.
Wolf, huh?
Fuck yeah.
Wow. With the gun and everything? Yeah. Street Fighter 2, Champions Edition, NBA Jam, Mortal Kombat 2, and like Pac-Man. Miss Pac-Man.
I'd say original Pac-Man, definitely. Operation Wolf. Asteroid. Gotta be on there. And probably would say Street Fighter.
Plads, what about you? Have you ever played an arcade game before?
I played Pac-Man once.
Good for you. DV
Hey, Craig, yes. you sounded confident then.
Oh, about arcade games? Yes.
No, when you threw it to Blabs, there was a kind of like a bit of disdain in your voice. Haha, gotta.
Yeah, it was like for
Craig,
the first
who's that?
today.
Which Transformer is that?
You're breaking up as.
Yeah.
Is that hold on.
Which Transformer is that?
Bad guy. It's a Decepticon. I know that.
Okay, so the Decepticon's got an Autobot insignia on. Okay, yeah, good start.
Is it? Is that an Autobot?
Look at the insignia. Yeah, that's an Autobot insignia. Yeah. Okay, good start, Craig. Keep going.
Grimdark, the Great Destroyer. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know Transformers. What do you want? Yeah, there we go. More of that. There we go. DB says, Blabs, are you and Az doing a Harry Potter thing?
Are we doing a Harry Potter thing? I didn't know about this.
No. Last year, the year before, maybe.
Yeah, that was
before
something we had
Hogwarts came out. I was because I'd never seen the Harry Potter movies before.
Are you gonna watch them before that new show comes out?
I've already watched them. I watched them before Hogwarts Legacy came out.
Ah, what'd you think?
Yeah, right.
All right, okay.
Some were better than others.
That's
Kind of
fair.
lost its way at the end.
That's fair.
By the way, Roddy says it's triple changer Springer. Is that right?
That is correct. It was Springer. Yes.
Roddy is Roddy's going to be on the show this week.
I watched some of his stuff. I watched some of his stuff because I'm actually a big Transformers fan, Craig, and I actually have seen Rodimus Primal's quite a few of his things. Yeah,
Roddy's great. Cody says, Craig Tales, A Last Hope, as what is best in life?
To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of the women.
And Hobbit says, hey, Blabs. Gay.
Good for you. That's what it means.
Good
All
for
right.
you, of course. Yeah, good for you.
All right. I'm going to be live here in about 30 to 45 minutes over on Locals at sidescrollers.locals.com, completing Fellowship of the Ring for the first time, the final 90 minutes of it. I finished right at the point where, like, we'll call you Fellowship of the Ring. And so I'm learning, which is great. I'm getting good blabs, right? So
Very slowly.
Yeah. So find me. Well, it takes time, right? It takes time. Generations almost. So we're doing that, which is great. So find me over there. As where can everybody find you on heel versus babyface?
By the way, Pterodamus Primal, that of course is the universal greeting that you just typed in chat. You can find me at heel versus babyface on the YouTube and at the Twitter, and I have put a link in the private chat if you could share that with the chat. Tomorrow is the release of the real BBC plushies. There's 4 of them. If you scroll down, you will get the 4th, where we've got X-Ray Girl, Peeping Tom Az, Gary of Rivia, and Cthulhu Mauler. They are all going to be available for pre-order tomorrow. So if you want to get a head start, and you can like the page so that when it goes live, you'll be informed. We are going to be doing those. And if you get all 4, if you get 2, you get a discount. 3, you get a bigger discount. 4, you get a bigger discount. So go check them out, please.
So Craig,
Other than that,
you
I don't care.
We'll put the link in the description for everyone to check out.
there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Blabs. That's awesome. Gorbs came in and says, "Hey, Craig, cinemas are putting on special showings of the first 3 Transformers episodes next month. You should go after finishing Lord of the Rings. First 3 Transformers episodes."
Yeah, of the cartoon, because it's the 40th anniversary, as you well know, Craig. It's the 40th anniversary of the 1984 Transformers cartoon. So they are showing the first story, which was a 3-parter.
James came in and says, "Az, would you kindly recite the fight scene with John Matrix and Bennett?"
Of course. You'll need the knife, but you don't need the gun, Bennett. You just want to put a knife in me and twist it. I need a gun, Matrix. I need a gun, Matrix! Boom! Let off some steam, Bennett. There you go.
It's phenomenal.
Thank you.
All right.
I have memes.
Oh, we got memes. Fire away.
Yes,
Fire away,
let me
Blabs.
just grab them. So the first one is to troll Niantic, fixing numerous bugs and glitches and caring more about the player base. Nah. Redesign avatars to be hideous looking. Yes. So we have that one. We also have Craig as Fiona throwing the shark back into the ocean.
That thing in there.
Song, gay shark. We also have Optimus Primal, the silverback.
Optimus Primal, the Optimus Primal. Yeah, there you go.
We also have this one, which is basically Az's reaction to the new trailer. He's running away because he's like, fuck that, I'm out. I am the new quarter. Thank you very much.
Yes!
Oh, God,
I needed the money. I needed the money.
So strong.
Eric's new avatar in Pokemon Go. Very nice. South Park. Then we have some new retro. There we go. Super
nice.
Retro. There we go.
It's great.
Nice. Look at that. One's from Japan. Sweet.
Yes, the Super Famicom version.
Mm-hmm. And we have Henry and Az, the BFFs. So we got that. Beautiful.
BFF.
Yeah, yes, true. And then we have I should say Craig as Transformers. Look at that. That's Wheelie. And I forget what.
It wasn't Wheelie. That was Frenzy, I believe.
Well, you're no
but
longer
the Transformers movies were shite.
And there I am too. That's cool. And there we have it. Thank you, gamers.
There you go. There's a few little Mega Drive games for you here.
There you go.
Got them in my plastic. I could put them in the plastic cases for protection.
Got to get them graded.
And then we got a beautiful Justice League Task Force. This is quite. And I want to get a hold of there. What else we got? We got a boom.
Wow.
Nice.
That's the one. That's the one. Dungeons and Dragons. That was a beauty. That was so good. That was.
They look
And
like they're
then-
in good shape.
I you know, I look after my. I got some good shit.
Nice.
I got some good shit going on.
Awesome. Well, we obviously want to thank Az for coming on and joining us today.
And
for the first
roasting
time.
Craig. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it was fun, man.
Incessantly.
Yeah, it was, welcome to the show. That's kind of what we do here. So, but we appreciate you, man. We was glad to have you on. Make sure everyone goes and pre-orders the wonderful. What was the way you? How do you describe them?
The real BBC plushies.
The plushies, yes.
Yeah.
So let's go pick up some plushies and go buy all 4 of them. With that said, appreciate you guys popping in. And remember, I'll be live over at sidescrollers.locals.com. Use LOTR to get a free month. If you want to support. If you don't, that's cool too. You can watch for free over there. Just make an account and you'll get notified every time Side Scrolls go live and whenever we do fun stuff like what we're doing today. With that said, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.
Fatality.